We'll just wait a minute and see who pops in. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah.
Hi, Kim. Oh, can you hear that music? Whoops.
What did you do?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a clock on the hour. It chimes the Christmas music for like,
Aw.
I thought 10 seconds, but I guess it's more like 30 seconds. So, yeah, sorry about that.
Oh my gosh. Olivia, I just heard all the clickety clacking of my typing. It's very loud. I'm sorry.
Do you have one of
I
those
told
like cool keyboards?
No, I'm just a loud typer.
Yeah, I told you I got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Olivia's
am
a loud
also a
typer.
loud typer.
Yeah.
Oh. I just have a really quiet keyboard. Like, I have a really cool, fun clickety clackety one, like the typewriter type keys that makes a lot of noise, but I had to switch it out for a quiet one because it was too noisy. Hello, Cheryl.
Hello.
No, we have Cheryl in the
I
chat too.
know. All right.
I really like my clock, Kim, and it's kind of funny because I've reached the point now where I'm like, oh, if I hear that song, I should be in bed. Crap.
Mm.
I need to find a year-round one so I can trade it out.
When we moved here,
Hmm.
Jay and I decided we didn't want a bunch of clocks. So we have one in the bathroom, which helps for getting ready, keep an eye on the time.
Hmm.
And then we have the microwave and the stove and the kitchen. That's it. So we use our device to see what time it is. And if we
I
don't want,
have
we don't have to know.
I have this one that we put out just for Christmas time, and then I have the one that I got for Christmas that's the Taylor Swift Midnight's record, and then my husband bought the clock piece, so it's actually a clock. And then we have a learning clock up because the little one's learning how to tell time on a real clock and not just a digital clock.
Right?
So technically, right now we have three besides the stove and the microwave, but normally we just have two. So, but part of that is because I want these little ones to learn how to tell time on a real clock and not just digital. They might be at a train station someday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. Wondering if I need to just do a quick little.
Disclaimer.
Uh, no, I need to flip over and say I'm scrapping now. Da, da. And then I'll go to Watch Cheryl Scrap and save that one.
Cats
Oh, I
find the
forgot.
weirdest places to sleep. Okay.
Okay. So tonight, not really scrapping a Christmas layout. If any of you are playing along with the 25 Days of December Delights, uh, today's prompt to go along with the Advent calendar that you can um, gather each day. there'll either be a freebie or some kind of discount or some special something. So today's prompt in the December daily track is holiday travel plans. And then the holiday inspired but not holiday themed track is December's do's and don'ts. And I think the way I'm gonna go with a not holiday themed December's do and don'ts. I am using a kit by Clever Monkey.
Do you know it took me like till day 4 to realize that was written at the bottom of the advent calendar?
That what?
That those little prompts were written at the bottom of the advent calendar and what they were?
You're like, what is that? What's happening?
Yeah, I was.
So,
I was like, what is this?
I think this is, supposed to be a cute little mommy and me kind of thing. So, and they also have a great little tuxedo cat in there.
Oh, that's so cute.
Anyway, so that's where I'm going. So this is my official welcome and my getting started on this. All right.
I love all the kissy faces.
Yeah, she doesn't look happy. Look at her in this one. She's like, oh my God, somebody saved me. Like, squishing her up. This was on Thanksgiving. Okay.
Hello, Sandra. I'm so glad you're able to join. Is this your first live one? She said she's watched your videos for so long.
Oh, nice.
She's in Southern Virginia, and Cheryl's in Northern Virginia, and like me, they are both freezing.
Yeah, it's cold here too.
Oh, but your cold isn't like 21 degrees, right?
No.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is.
All our bikers got rides today because 21 degrees is just a little too chilly.
It's 54.
To make them drive.
It's 54 in Pace tomorrow, but right now it feels like 51. So, yeah, we're a good 30 degrees more than you.
Yeah.
But what can we expect?
I would take that. I know that's really cold for you, but I would take that right now.
You're like, I would.
Welcome, Sandra. She's a total newbie. So
if
you have any questions, just, type them in there and we'll get them to Cheryl.
Yeah. If you want to know what I'm doing, if I'm not explaining something, because I get distracted chatting and forget I'm supposed to actually be, sharing information. Oh, the ruler of my heart. What a cute little card. All right, we're going to move this over.
Very Taylor Swift coded.
What?
That's very Taylor Swift coded. The ruler of my heart.
Gotcha.
It's coded. I like it.
Let's see here.
I picked up Manuscript by Tracy Reed to scrap our Taylor Swift no ticket adventures. Ooh, Kim says it's 45 degrees there. She is freezing. Yeah, that's cold for you. Cheryl feels like 11, so windy. Yeah, we ended up with so much wind last night it knocked out our power. So our whole block had no power.
Jeez.
That was fun. I was in the middle of a scrapbook page and did I save? No. No, had I saved? No. Luckily, I changed my Photoshop so it saves every 5 minutes, so I didn't lose much work because it had the auto recovery thing. But oh my gosh, I was so annoyed. I was like, but I was doing journaling and getting ready to save.
Well.
Yeah.
Look, It's the Piper.
Ooh, that's pretty.
He's a Piper.
I like that paper.
Hmm.
I
Get this.
like that. Is that what, mauve?
Yeah.
Is that how you'd say
Mauve,
that?
mauve. I don't know how you
Mauve.
say it, but so cute.
Well, we read fascinating stories around here too, so things are never quite what you think they should be. We had a story today that the 6-year-old was reading, and it was not tofu, it was tofu. And I was like, you know
Oh,
what? That works too.
that one works.
Totally works. So, what do you got going on for the holidays, Cheryl?
Let's see. We, I don't know what we're going to do because, Mom, we usually did something on Christmas Eve. Um, Before Grandma passed away, we went to her house. Then we went to my dad's in the evenings. Then we had Christmas morning at our house. Then we went to my mother in law's. So this year, I think we may just do um, Christmas Eve at Daddy's, Christmas morning here, and Christmas evening at my niece's because she's taken over for Nanny. So just a couple of places we got to go. Um, but and we did have a good Thanksgiving, by the way.
That's good.
I know we talked about that last time, but it
We
ended up
did.
very nice. It was very, very nice.
How did that go?
Yeah,
Did you end up making pies and stuff as a family?
no, no, we got everything from um, Sam's, and that was a good thing. So we got a pecan pie, a triple berry pie, and a pumpkin loaf. And Olivia made a coffee cake, and Anna made the lasagna. I made the fettuccine alfredo and the salad, and it was all very delicious. Oh, and we had breadsticks too that were good.
Ooh, I
So
like breadsticks.
I do too. And we used to be able to get them from the bread store, but they don't carry them there anymore. And I'm like, why would y'all do that?
It's I hate that. Like, so I went and visited my brother for Thanksgiving, which by the way was not Thanksgiving because we were just in Canada. And that's in October. It was Thursday. But we went to the grocery store and it was weird because they still carry a lot of the like brands and stuff that I don't see down here anymore. Like Kraft peanut butter, which I adore. It's my childhood. And like French's has ketchup and I never see those down here. And I thought, but we have Kraft stuff and we have French's mustard. Why don't we have French's ketchup, you know? It's always so weird what things people decide to get rid of.
I did not know that Kraft made a peanut butter.
Oh, yes, they do. Come on, visit me, and we will take a little trip, side trip up, 7 hours to the border. We'll go buy some peanut butter.
I don't even have a passport.
Oh, you need a passport.
Um, and I do want to come see you because now that the trial is over, all the hoopla's dying down over there in Delphi.
Oh, yes.
But
Yeah.
and then I thought in my head, there's no way you're going to do that, Cheryl. You can't even walk.
Right now, but later.
So,
All right, we have a question for you, and you're going to have to think about it for a second.
okay.
Okay. So, Sandra says she watched your blues and classical layout and was wondering how you did the background of the songs. Was it a screenshot?
Yes. I'll open it up and we'll take a look at it. Da, da, da.
Yes, I agree with Kim. Everyone needs a passport. You never know when you'll need it. I know you'll never know when you want just like to run away for the weekend somewhere. And now you can if you have a passport.
Yeah, so I was just on, I have Spotify on my computer, and so I just pulled up that particular album. I'm going to open it up so you can see what I'm talking about and how I chose. And then I chose that center area to put, elements in, and then the painted labels, which I think are so fun. Let me bring it over here. All right. So right now, what I did, I just pulled this up, and then
So
just
your
did
Spotify's not. Oh, there it is.
yeah. Is it
It took
showing
a
up?
second for it to show for me.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah. So then I just did the little snipping tool, and voila. And then I just saved it and then added it to my page, which is nice. So, but yeah, it was a pretty big image, but I didn't really want to make it smaller because I wanted to be able to see. Have any of y'all listened to this album?
I have
Beethoven
not,
Blues?
but now I want to.
Oh my gosh, it is so fantastic. It is like classical meets gospel and blues. It's just how he intermarries the two of them. It's just like, I don't know. I think he's brilliant anyway. But let's see. Well, exit. No, close that out.
So Sandra says that the best peanut butter she's had was Jif used to have a maple flavored one, and that does sound delicious. And then she also says she feels like she just had an audience with the Queen. And she said
Oh,
it's a great album too. So I'm guessing that means you've listened to it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's always nice when that's the case.
Yeah, I discovered him on Stephen Colbert's Late Late Show. I think it's that
Mhm.
what it called. I don't know. They changed all of them around, but um, yeah. Then he left, and he's done other things. But okay, think about what I'm
That's where
doing.
I first heard. I'm not gonna say her name right. I don't think. Is it Chapel Roan or Chappelle? It's Chapel, right? Chapel Roan, not Chappelle Roan.
Chapel, like
Yeah,
the
like
chapel.
a church. Yeah. I'm like, I always want to say chapel, but then when I look at it, my French kicks in and wants to go Chappelle,
Yeah,
which, yeah. I'm like, let's not. But yeah,
don't do that.
don't do that. Oh, it's always fun. That's a cute star. It's like a seashell, almost. I don't know, like a starfish type of shell.
Oh yeah.
Not the green one, but that other one looks very like beachy.
Oh, this
I don't
one
know.
over here.
Yep. Maybe I'm just in the mood for the beach.
Oh, I love the beach. I do not like the sand. Don't like the sand.
I understand. That makes sense. Sand is messy. I totally understand that, actually. Sandra says she's gotten quite a few music selections from Cheryl's videos. Some really great tunes.
Yes, I try to grab something that's not gonna totally make everyone want to poke their eyes out.
Yeah.
Because have you watched a video before? Been like, I have to mute it. Can't stand it anymore. And then a lot of the YouTube videos, because they're just using the free stuff that comes with YouTube. So you'll end up hearing that same song. And you're like, how many people are going to use that one?
All of them.
Yes.
Every single one.
Everyone.
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 Brenda says she's also team yes beach, no sand. I used to think I was team yes beach, no sand, and then I went to the East Coast beaches up north, like the rocky ones where there is no sand, and I realized, no, I like the sand a little bit. Not all over me, but I do like the sound a little bit.
Yeah. It's when the waves are rough, and I can remember being younger and being like, how did sand get there? I just don't even know. I mean, it would be like everywhere. It felt like it was in your teeth. And like, oh gosh. Way cute. Way cute. I love all these. This is such a great kit for snuggling with your siblings, your children, uh, a new baby. That's just fabulous.
I like it. It's cute. The colors are very fun too. Like, it's not super cutesy boy or girl colors. I don't know if
Yes.
that makes sense, but sometimes I have that issue where something is just like super, super cutesy and you're just like, nope,
Ooh.
it's not primary colored or baby pink or baby blue.
Oh. So, what are your plans for Christmas?
To make it to that point. No, I actually have a lot of quiet. So my child's in basketball, and I don't know if it's just the Midwest or if it's a new thing that they do now, but it's just like basketball is life. Like there
Oh,
is no other thing. So between his practices and between his games, like most nights have that. And then we have a few plans to go down and see lights. Like there's this really cool cave down in Louisville that you can drive through and see the lights.
oh,
So we did that last year and we're going to do it again this year because we really enjoyed it. And because it's a cave, it stays stays a balmy like between 50 and 60 degrees, which might feel cold today to you, Cheryl, but would feel really warm to me today.
right.
So it's kind of perfect because it's like, oh, good. It's just enough of both ways that you stay warm without being so warm that you're just like dying of heat, but
Right.
you also can roll the windows down and enjoy it. And so, yeah, I really like that. And then we have like a Christmas party this weekend, and our town does a big festival of lights. So it's a nighttime parade. And it kind of reminds me, like, except it's not Disney, but it reminds me like the electrical parade. Because we have all the different people in town, like different groups, decorate a float and put all the Christmas lights on it they can. So it's not coordinated or anything like Disney, but it's just that fun. It's late night, and all you see are the lights on the parade coming by. So, yeah.
Very nice.
I like it. And so that's what those are a couple things we have planned. And then other than that, just kind of whatever happens. And luckily, school break won't feel so long before Christmas, but after Christmas, I might be counting days.
You're like, I might be counting.
I might. I like that our break is long. Like, they get a solid, like, 2 weeks and 2 days or something, which is nice. But at the same time, by the end of it, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for you to go back. When do we go back yet?
And they never want to go back. They're like,
Uh,
it goes by too fast.
Actually, the little one does.
Oh,
She's
that's
still of
good.
the age where she enjoys school and it's not hard and she gets bored not having her friends that she gets to see.
Ah,
So she's like, I'm ready to go back. I'm like, okay, well, it's not time yet. Gotta wait. So that part's not so bad. The big one, no, he never wants to go back. He's always like, no, can I not?
Oh, come on. I hate it when it does this. Always forget how to put it back where it's supposed to go.
You can just drag it back into the gray area behind it. And it should start to do like a blue outline. You're docking a...
No, I'm not seeing a blue one. I mean...
Oh. I thought it'd be like docking the panel, usually.
Yeah, I thought I had to change something to make it do that.
Does the expand that window work?
I think it just makes it full screen.
Oh.
So I want it to... Lord, I was like, I'm going to remember how to do this.
And you're like, what shortcut am I hitting that I'm accidentally doing this?
Right. Because it's been happening late. Let's see. File.
Yeah, I hate the floating things. They drive me nuts.
I know. And I know people who love to use them, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. I need it in one spot or else my distractions kick in and I'm like, what?
Nope, that's not going to work. There we go. In case you're wondering, it's under Arrange and Window Arrange and Consolidate all to tabs.
And then there's a setting where I think it's preferences docking.
Uh-huh.
So as long as your docking is checked, then you should be able to do that whole drag up and have it blue line again. I believe that's how you do it. Because, yeah, mine didn't do it and I had to check something and now it does do it. And that drove me nuts. Oh, Kim says her nighttime parade's going on right now.
Oh.
Her husband's scooter group is in it and he has lights all over his Vespa.
Oh.
That's fun. So are you watching it and chatting or did you opt out so you could hang out with us instead? Important questions, you know.
She opted out for us.
Probably.
I know she did. Oh, all the pretty flowers. Y'all know I have a thing.
I like the flowers. I like the foliage too. Kim says she opted out for this, of course. Just checking, because you know.
Just checking. Just making sure.
Just making sure. Oh, that's funny. Just making sure we're more important.
Yeah.
That's how I always like to make sure is how important I am, right? I'm kidding.
I am very important.
You are very important. We wouldn't have Watch Cheryl Scrap without Cheryl.
Right? But I'm like, I need to increase my participation. Like, I gotta do something. I don't know what, but
I was going to say, what do you mean by increase your participation?
like have more people come.
Ah.
But, everybody's schedules are so wackadoodle.
This is true.
Finding free time for, just watching somebody.
Yeah. There's a couple that when I watch them, I actually just have it turned on while I'm running around the house and I'm not actually participating, but I'm watching,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
I like to do it when I scrap.
I do too, but they're never live when I scrap. Apparently, I need to pick a new time to scrap.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. Are we going forward with Thursdays again? Are we?
Oh, for next year.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it.
And
I
don't
don't
tell
know.
me you're retiring. I can't handle it.
Oh, no, I'm not retiring. Nope. You don't get rid of me that easily. Sorry. Gotta try harder. No, I hadn't thought about when or whatever.
Yeah.
Like and that might be something to consider is there a different night that you could get more participation?
Yeah,
We should
like
talk about that.
yes. Well, let's talk about it now, like who's here and what works for them too. I mean, I'm hoping that this time works for them, but
Brenda says you're so important that when her son actually fell asleep, she sent her husband to do the dishes so she could stay here.
oh,
I love it.
how old is your son? Being nosy.
Oh, absolutely nosy.
Oh,
Do you like the first Thursday of the month?
do I like the first Thursday of every month?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Uh, because the week wears on you. But
Yes.
then again, I don't know, maybe mid month, like the third
Mhm.
Thursday, maybe would be better. I don't know. I mean, I think the time we could push it earlier, but that gets into dinner time. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I am perplexed now.
So Brenda says he's 7. She's still sad that she didn't get to see you when she was pregnant.
Oh, 7 years old. It goes by so fast.
7's a fun age. I liked
Yeah.
7. That probably sounds weird, but I did like 7.
No, I don't think it sounds weird at all. I did try purposely to enjoy wherever they were.
Mhm.
Um, still enjoy wherever they are now.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever they're doing. And then just giving myself permission to relive the moments when I scrapbook. So, um, try not to stay stuck in the, oh, I wish he was this old. And yeah, Daniel's going to be 20 and Olivia's going to be 28.
That's
Say
crazy.
what? Say what?
At least I'm not turning 30.
No, you're not turning 30. Although 30 was a good year for me.
Yes. I just keep seeing a meme that's like, at least I'm not turning 30 this year. I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of liked 30. Like, after 30 was when I finally reached that point where I realized I needed to not care,
Right.
truly not care about what others think, if that makes sense.
I really don't think that I got there until I had breast cancer. And then I was like, I still do care. I try to dress nicely and put on my makeup and stuff, but I used to never leave the house without makeup. And Olivia and I, where did we go the other day? And I think it was with Aunt Anna.
Oh, yeah. Well, you still had on makeup, though. You
Yeah,
had
but
less makeup on.
not my full face.
Yeah.
So I had lipstick, I had foundation, a little bit of blush. Um, I don't think I did my eyebrows, and I just did mascara. No other shadow or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
I've
it turned
never
out so cute.
been huge on makeup, so that's never been a thing, I guess, for me. It should be, but it's not.
You're like, no, not a thing.
Oh.
No. I
Yeah,
think. Go
Kim
ahead.
said she tried to stay in the age too, but some ages are easier to enjoy. And some of them for me it's like I look back at toddler and I'm like, yeah, there were moments I really enjoyed as toddler that I tried to just like he's learning everything, but at the same time, those were some difficult times. So I agree that some ages are just easier to enjoy.
I think
Brenda says he's a lot of fun, he just doesn't sleep.
sleep, please. Uh, no, I remember this one time. I made a layout of it. I have to see if I can remember what year, but it was at Christmas time, and my sister um, had one of the first smartphones, I think, and she had a fart app on her phone, and he was so delighted, but you could tell he was also a little embarrassed because he would put his hands up over his face and
Aw.
he was over his mouth and he'd be laughing. You could tell he was laughing. And
Mhm.
there were some great pictures from that. And I remember how we were laughing at him more than at anything else.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. And he used to love to tell jokes, puns. I sat and recorded him one time, and he just went from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Little, pun, word plays. Sometimes they were jokes. But he loved that.
That's so fun.
And
Kim says no way that he's almost 20. And
right?
Cheryl says her grandkids range from 19 to 30. They grow up too fast. Oh, Kim's are close to, well, not really, but sort of close to yours in age difference. She says her kids are 33 and 37. She loves having adult kids because they're such a joy. And Sandra says her kids are 32 and 37. And we've all made the decision to live close to each other, and I watch all the grandkids 3, 2, and 1. Love
Aw,
it, but it's hard to find time to scrap.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's a fun ages, but it's also a lot of busy.
And that's why I went to do scrapping, was because I could actually work on something and save it and step away and come back.
Mhm.
Um, and it's also, I think, the reason why I scrapped fast because I was like, I'm going to get this done before he interrupts me again.
Yeah.
We got to get this going. So, okay, I did do that one. That one.
Yeah. I I switched when I was in the kitchen making dinner and he was too quiet. So I came to see what he did. And he'd pulled all the little sticky things that you use to attach photos to paper. He'd pulled them out and was playing with them. And I was like, this is not going to work.
No.
So I started trying it out and I wanted to do Project Life that year. And I'd heard about that through Ellie Edwards. And I was
Right.
like, well, okay. If I'm doing Project Life, there is no way I'm going to be able to do this on paper and keep up. So I tried Digi and then I just, for about 3 or 4 months there, I kind of did both. And then I just flipped over to Digi and just never went back to paper. So it's fun. I like it.
I
But
do too.
also, oh my goodness. I actually still have some of my paper scrapbooking stuff and we use them for other projects.
I
So it
do.
didn't all go to waste.
Yeah. I still have. Do you remember what is it? It was a quiet setter for eyelets.
Hmm.
Have one of those and the eyelets and brads and buttons, and I do make cards. I enjoy making cards, but I really need to have like another card making session where
Yeah.
I just
That's one of the things I do miss about paper is I used to do like card swaps or like washi tape swaps and stuff.
yeah.
Yes, Kim, there is somewhere a picture of him with all the stickies because I always took the picture first and then cleaned up. In fact, last night the dog decided to steal the turkey leg in the 5 minutes that it was left unattended in the kitchen. He jumped up on the counter that he doesn't usually get on and stole the turkey leg. And so when we walked in the house after the basketball, here was the dog sitting there eating the turkey. And I said, well, before you take it away from him, let me pull out my phone and take a photo.
Yep.
So, yes, yeah. It may take me a while to look at the photos because I just go, oh my gosh. But I enjoy looking back at them and having them now. Oh, all the little things. Like the day that they pulled out all the cups out of the cupboard and stacked them across the table, him and his little friend. And we were at her house, and she is the youngest of 5 kids. So they had plenty of cups for 7 people plus the guests they always had. There had to have been 30 cups on that table, if not 40. And they just calmly stacked them all and were filling them all with water.
Oh, okay. Let's
So
see if I have a cat picture that I can quickly.
Sandra, Cheryl uses CC, and I know Kim uses CC, and I use CC. I believe, yeah, Cheryl uses Forever Artesian is how I would say it, but I think they actually pronounce it artisan, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. And again, that whole French background comes in. I do have Elements though because I bought it the 2024. Yes, because 2025 is the new one that's going to only be valid for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? Yeah. So I bought 2024 because it doesn't have that limit on it. And then I actually also have Affinity that I've been working towards learning how to use because my goal is to someday ditch Photoshop CC, especially if I can find a good replacement for Lightroom. Which somebody told me I need to go check out something called Darktable, and I just laughed at the name. So,
Hey, no, 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 ma'am.
but you're looking at pictures of me, he says.
I'm like, I need another cat cuddling picture. Okay, let me go look here.
Cheryl put it there for me. Artisan.
Artisan. Artisan.
I do just still want to say it artesian though.
And when you say artesian, the next word I think of is well. An artesian well.
Really?
Isn't that funny? When you say that word, that's what I think of. The net.
See, and I think of bread,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like artesian
Bread.
bread, because that's where it comes from for me. I used
Right.
Affinity when I was doing a newsletter for the school because it was way easier than trying to do a newsletter in Photoshop, and I didn't want to pay for InDesign because I don't use that, so that's why I used Affinity for that. So I actually didn't mind it. There's just a few things that I feel like I constantly have to look up because it's not the same as I would do it in Photoshop, and that drives me a little nuts. But I've never used the Forever program. They store a couple of videos for me, but I've never used their stuff, so yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Kim, I think they're all agreeing with me. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Kim says artisan well. Brenda says same. I'm not sure if she means the well. And so does Cheryl. Brenda goes, bread.
Bread.
I
Bread.
don't know. We have a lot of artisan bakeries around here.
Okay, let me tell you, I just watched a video. I don't remember if it was late last night or today, but anyway, this lady takes like 3 cups of flour and she adds in, I think it's 2.5 cups of vanilla yogurt,
Hmm.
and that is it. You
Cloud
mix it
bread.
together, and it's like for sandwich bread.
Yeah, it's cloud bread.
Is it good?
Is it good if you need bread that doesn't have, I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe that one's not the cloud bread. I thought that was the cloud bread, but maybe I'm wrong. Yogurt and water, right? I think I've seen it that way.
Yeah,
But
yogurt and flour. That's it.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense because no, that's the yogurt bread. Cloud bread's the one that's made with eggs. Um, because when you do make bread, you're depending on the bread you make, you're adding flour and yeast, and yogurt will naturally do the yeasty part because that's what yogurt does, you know. So, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but I've never tried it to see if it's good. Mostly because we go through so much bread around here that it would not work for me. I'd have to buy too much yogurt. Cheryl started with Creative Memories Storybook Creator. Now, I did use that once upon a time.
Hmm.
So that's the funny part to me is I actually did use that once upon a time, and then I ended up using a different one at the time, and then I ended up getting somebody gave me PSE. No, it was full Photoshop 2. And it was over my head, and since it was before really you had as many tutorials, I was just like, I can't do this. So I walked away. And then that's when I think I ended up with Photoshop Elements, and that I could kind of understand a little bit better. And then there were a whole lot of tutorials, but once I'm with Kim. I had PSC, and then once I had PSC, I was able to flip over to PSCC pretty easily. There's some extra things you can do in it that you can learn, but it's much easier.
I used PSE. I designed with PSE.
Mhm.
There are people I know that are designers that use PSE. So there are just some workarounds. So um, I don't know if you've seen on my channel how to do custom shadows in PSE. You may find that interesting. If that's what, if you would like to add that to your,
Repertoire.
yeah, your skill set.
Yeah, I used PSC for a long time, but then I also did I still open PSC. If I want to make a GIF, I still open PSC to do it. It's so much faster
Yeah.
than trying to do it in Photoshop or trying to do it with anything else. And then what was it I was doing the other day that when I found a tutorial, I was trying to figure out how to do it in Photoshop, and the tutorial actually said, if you have PSC, go do it in that instead.
Yeah.
I was like, well then.
Okay.
because it's a guided edit in PSE, and so it was super easy to do. Oh, it was face swap or open eyes. It was open eyes. So I had a photo of my dad, and it was perfect, but his eyes were closed, and my mom was so annoyed because it was the photo she wanted. And so I was like, well, how do I open eyes in Photoshop? And I found like all these tutorials that take like 15 hours. And I went into PSC. Somebody said, just use PSC if you have it. So I opened it up, and it literally took me about 20 seconds. Like
Oh my
I
God.
went guided edit. I said open eyes. It said, sure, do you have a reference photo? Well, it's my dad. Yeah, I do have a reference photo. So I clicked on the reference photo, and it looks perfect, and it looks like he opened his eyes and like they were never shut. Like if you zoom in like 3,000%, you can probably see like a slightly odd shadow, but it's not like this hands with 6 fingers or anything like that from AI.
Right.
It was just so easy. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like from now on, if I'm ever opening eyes, I'm just opening PSC. That was so much easier than trying to do it in Photoshop, which is weird. So
Well, apparently I'm not going to be able to find a photo tonight, but that's okay.
I started with PSC also, Brenda, when I came. So that was like that PSC or the Photoshop 2 and stuff was actually way before I actually switched over to digital, because I didn't switch over to digital until 2013, 2014, 13. But it was because Jessica Sprague, who I don't even know if she does anything anymore, had a class that my husband was willing to buy me for Christmas that told me how to use it. Because I was like, I kind of want this class because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but I know I'm going to have to do it this way if it's going to work. And so that's when I learned how and switched over for good to PSE. I guess I should have added that in because that's a really big time jump to go from when somebody gave me PSE to way back in like 2003 or something, whenever it was kind of new. Because they got a different version and they had a school version or something. I don't even remember why they had 2 copies, but yeah, there was a big jump in time there that I ignored. Brenda said she started at Photoshop 5, not CS5, just 5, but didn't start scrapping until CS5. Cheryl says she's a fail with PSE. She doesn't scrap frequently enough to remember how to do things in PSE. So let me tell you a Cheryl story for our Fiddle DD Cheryl. So a long time ago, when her and I used to chat and scrap all the time, she kept telling me she wanted to learn how to use PSE CC because she wanted to be, well, at that time, yeah, it was still CC. She wanted to be able to, do all these custom shadows and do these things, but every time she opened it, she couldn't remember how, so she just stopped. So she deleted the shortcut off of her desktop. So she could not get there easily and only had PSCC available to her, and forced herself to open it and use it. And that was how she switched over. And I know because I was with her some of the blood, sweat, and tears when she was like, I don't know how to make this work. And I was like, well, take a breath. Let's do this. I had no idea what she was doing. I was just her moral support. I'm like, you can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
And then she made me do that when I was like, okay, I think I'm going to switch over. She's like, delete your shortcuts. Show me your desktop. I was like, okay, fine. But
Do not have it easy access. Yes.
yeah. I did it too when there was like some challenges I wanted to complete so that I was focused on trying to get on and do a little bit every day so that it helped me get that muscle memory going. But oh yay! Did you start scrapping or did you scrap? Did you ever paper scrap, Brenda, or just did you scrap?
We got Holly Bill on the brain there.
So at least it's just the pets you're misnaming and not your children. So Cheryl, I found an old diary / journal of mine. And apparently that Courtney, who was like 13, 14 at the time, decided to put a package of sweet tarts in her journal. And no other Courtney has thought to take that out. Do you know what happens to sweet tarts that sit in a journal like with, not a lot of air, but they're in a cardboard box?
They turn just a minute.
They are very funky. I am so going to take a picture because they're like almost melted, but they're not melted, so I'm thinking they might have melted a little bit when we lived in Vegas.
Yeah.
But they're not powdery, and I am not opening that container to see what they do. But yeah, I randomly found sweet tarts from like the 1990s. Oh, Brenda,
Well,
that sounds
you're
like a
better
great
than me.
story.
I always started a diary and then I would destroy them. And I still do that.
I'm really grateful I have them because I really enjoy looking back for me, like when life was simple, like, oh my gosh, my parents wouldn't let me do this today. And it's like, I wish that was like all my issues.
Olivia, should we tell them about your notes?
No.
No. No.
Thank you for asking.
Hard stop, Mom. Yeah, no, I remember having a little black diary that had, you know, a little clasp with a lock and the key. And I had the key in this little jewelry box underneath where you put your rings. I pulled up one of those little puffy things and stuck it underneath there. And yeah, I don't have it. I don't have, I mean, I've written different journals and stuff, and I always seem to be like, what in the world was I thinking? The one thing I do keep, though, is the book of myself, and I need to get it out and start writing in it again. But
Good.
it's a do-it-yourself autobiography and 201 questions. So,
I don't think I have that one.
like the first question is, this is how people described me as a child and how I saw myself. And then some of my favorite games, toys, or ways to entertain myself were. So I
That's
just kind of
cool.
pick because it goes through your early years to your middle years to your latter years. So kind of I try to, you know, find something that I could actually write about without wanting to poke my eyes out. But I think it'll be neat to leave that.
Yeah. My grandma did something like that. It's like remember something or other, and it's just like all little questions that she wrote in, and then my mother-in-law filled out part of one, and I wish she'd filled out more. My grandma filled out almost all of them. So it's been really fun for us to look back and see, like, she writes, about how she wasn't allowed to play with the girl down the street because of the way she was born versus the way the other girl was born, and like all these things that you're just like, it's such a random little piece in time. But it's also things like, what was your first date like? And it's like, oh, that's not something she ever thought to really tell all of the grandkids. So those things are fun. So Brenda says she tried paper scrapping once, made a gluey mess, and was asked to leave the store. And I have so many thoughts and questions on that. Like, why did you have to leave the store? Like, scrapbooking is a gluey mess. Like, this makes no sense. The store owner was not very nice. And then she says she also did a lot of mixed media collage stuff in college. Mod Podge and her have a weird love affair. I feel like that should be a scrapbook page. And you should call it My Love Affair with Mod Podge. Because that would be a hilarious title.
My love affair. My love affair.
Oh, like really scripty, My Love Affair, and then Mod Podge in like one of those like block alphas. One of those fun Olivia block alphas.
Yep. Yes.
My Love Affair with Mod Podge.
It is. All right, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me, and hope I inspired you to create something. And Yeah, I think this will be okay. I'm going to change my journaling a little bit, and I think it'll fit with the do's and don'ts. Um, so, because Piper likes to cuddle, but she does not like to have a photo session.
Do cuddle with me. Don't take my picture.
Right. Yes, exactly.
I love it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Thanks for scrapping with us.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
all.
Courtney. Bye, Olivia. Love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye.